Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kodash, double honor to the apostles, the elders, and salutations to you sincere brothers, teaching in truth and in sincerity. This lesson is going to be entitled, The Gods of the Nations are Idols. Psalms 96:5. For all the gods of the nations are idols, but the Lord Yahweh made the heavens. Let's get into the first account to prove that these gods of the nations are idols. Because we serve a living power. Jonah 1:1. Now the word of Yahweh came unto Jonah, the son of Amittai, saying, Arise, go to Nineveh, that great city, and cry against it, for their wickedness is come up before me. But Jonah rose up to flee unto Tarshish from the presence of the Lord Yahweh, and went down to Joppa, and he found a ship going to Tarshish. So he paid the fare thereof, and went down into it to go with them unto Tarshish from the presence of Yahweh. But Yahweh sent out a great wind into the sea, and there was a mighty tempest in the sea, so that the ship was like to be broken. Then the mariners were afraid, and cried every man unto his God, and cast forth the wares that were in the ship into the sea, to lighten it of them. But Jonah was gone down into the sides of the ship, and he lay and was fast asleep. Alright, so you see that these men that were also on the ship, they were crying to their gods. Alright, crying to these idols. Alright, but Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai sent out that great wind into the sea. Not these idols, okay? Because these idols are nothing but vanity. Alright? They're nothing. Verse 6. So the shipmaster came to him and said unto him, What meanest thou, O sleeper? Arise, call upon thy power. If so be that power will think upon us, that we perish not. So these guys on the ship, they was just crying to their gods for nothing, because they didn't have the power to stop this strong wind. And they said every one to his fellow, Come and let us cast lots, that we may know for whose cause this evil is upon us. So they cast lots, and the lot fell upon Jonah. Then said they unto him, Tell us, we pray thee, for whose cause this evil is upon us. What is thine occupation? Jonah was a prophet. That was his occupation. And whence comest thou? What is thy country? And of what people art thou? And he said unto them, I am an Hebrew, and I fear Yahweh, the power of heaven, which have made the sea and the dry land. That's right. And this is the reason why that great wind went into the sea, because the Most High Yahweh made the sea and he made the land. Then were the men exceedingly afraid, and said unto him, Why hast thou done this? For the men knew that he fled from the presence of Yahweh, because he had told them. Then said they unto him, What shall we do unto thee, that the sea may be calm unto us? For the sea wrought and was tempestuous. And he said unto them, Take me up, and cast me forth into the sea. So shall the sea be calm unto you, for I know that for my sake this great tempest is upon you. So through the Spirit, Jonah understood that he had a job to do, and the Most High was getting on his ass. He was warning him. Nevertheless, the men rowed hard to bring it to the land. So after Jonah had declared the reason why, this great tempest was occurring, what did these vain men do? Verse 13, nevertheless, the men rowed hard to bring it to the land. So now they're fighting against Yahweh Ba'ashem El-Shai. But they could not, for the sea wrought and was tempestuous against them. Wherefore they cried unto Yahweh and said, We beseech thee, O Yahweh, we beseech thee, let us not perish for this man's life, and lay not upon us innocent blood, for thou, O Yahweh, hast done as it pleased thee. So they took up Jonah and cast him forth into the sea, and the sea ceased from her raging. Then the men feared Yahweh exceedingly, and offered a sacrifice unto Yahweh, and made vows. All right? And that's the point. That these mariners were afraid when they saw that great wind and how that great wind disturbed the sea. So they cried unto their gods, but their gods did not answer them. All right, so then a shipmaster went to Jonah and asked him, like, hey, you need to pray to your power so this wind can cease. And it did. Why? Because Jonah worshiped the true power, the only living presence, Yahweh and his son Yahweh Shai. Okay, all these other gods are idols. And let me read it again. Psalms 96:5. For all the gods of the nations are idols, but the Lord Yahweh made the heavens. 1 Kings 18:1. And it came to pass after many days that the word of Yahweh came to Elijah in the 3rd year, saying, Go, show thyself unto Ahab, and I will send rain upon the earth. And Elijah went to show himself unto Ahab, and there was a sore famine in Samaria. And Ahab called Obadiah, which was the governor of his house. Now Obadiah feared Yahweh greatly, for it was so, when Jezebel cut off the prophets of Yahweh, that Obadiah took 100 prophets and hid them by 50 in a cave, and fed them with bread and water. And Ahab said unto Obadiah, Go into the land, unto all fountains of waters, and unto all brooks, peradventure we may find grass, to save the horses and mules alive, that we lose not all the beasts. So they divided the land between them to pass throughout it. Ahab went one way by himself, and Obadiah went another way by himself. And as Obadiah was in the way, behold, Elijah met him, and he knew him, and fell on his face and said, Art thou that my Lord Elijah? And he answered him, I am. Go tell thy Lord, behold, Elijah is here. And he said, What have I sinned, that thou wouldest deliver thy servant into the hand of Ahab to slay me? Verse 10, As Yahweh thy power liveth, there is no nation or kingdom whither my Lord have not sent to seek thee. And when they said he is not there, he took an oath of the kingdom and nation that they found thee not. So Ahab had been looking for him. And now thou sayest, Go, tell thy Lord, behold, Elijah is here. And it shall come to pass, as soon as I'm gone from thee, that the spirit of Yahweh shall carry thee whither I know not. And so when I come and tell Ahab, and he cannot find thee, he shall slay me. But I, thy servant, fear Yahweh from my youth. Was it not told, my Lord, what I did when Jezebel slew the prophets of Yahweh, how I hid 100 men of Yahweh's prophets by 50 in a cave, and fed them with bread and water? And now thou sayest, Go, tell thy Lord, behold, Elijah is here, and he shall slay me. And Elijah said, As Yahweh of hosts liveth, before whom I stand, I will surely show myself unto him today. So Obadiah went to meet Ahab, and took him, and Ahab went to meet Elijah. And it came to pass, when Ahab saw Elijah, that Ahab said unto him, Art thou he that troubled Israel? And he answered, I have not troubled Israel, but thou and thy father's house, and that ye have forsaken the commandments of Yahweh, and thou hast followed Balaam. Now therefore ascend and gather to me all Israel unto Mount Carmel, and the prophets of Baal, 450, and the prophets of the groves 400, which eat at Jezebel's table. So Ahab sent unto all the children of Israel and gathered the prophets together unto Mount Carmel. And Elijah came unto all the people and said, How long halt ye between two opinions? If Yahweh be power, follow him. But if Baal, then follow him. And the people answered him not a word. Then said Elijah unto the people, even I only remain a prophet of Yahweh. But Baal's prophets are 450 men. Let them therefore give us 2 bullocks, and let them choose 1 bullock for themselves, and cut it in pieces, and lay it on wood, and put no fire under. And I will dress the other bullock, and lay it on wood, and put no fire under. And that goes to show you Elijah's faith in Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. Verse 24, And call ye on the name of your gods, and I will call on the name of Yahweh. And the power that answered by fire, let him be power. And all the people answered and said, It is well spoken. So now the people are into it. The northern kingdom, they are into it because they want to see. Because remember, they were stuck between 2 opinions. And Elijah said unto the prophets of Baal, Choose you one bullock for yourselves, and dress it first, for ye are many, and call on the name of your gods, but put no fire under. So as you can see, these false prophets of Baal had different gods that they were worshiping. That's why Elijah stated, For ye are many, and call on the name of your gods, but put no fire under. And they took the bullock which was given them, and they dressed it, and called on the name of Baal, from morning even until noon, saying, O Baal, hear us. But there was no voice, nor any that answered, and they leaped upon the altar which was made. So these prophets got so mad because their so-called gods would not answer them. Going back to the subject, for all the gods of the nations are idols. And it came to pass at noon that Elijah mocked them, and that's Jake, and said, Cry aloud, for he is a power. Either he is talking, so now he's mocking them. So he's saying, hey, your power, what is he doing? Is he talking? Or he is pursuing, meaning has he left? Has he went away somewhere? Or he is in a journey, or peradventure he sleepeth and must be awakened. And they cried aloud and cut themselves after their manner with knives and lancets, till the blood gushed out upon them. And it came to pass, when midday was past, and they prophesied until the time of the offering of the evening sacrifice, that there was neither voice, nor any to answer, nor any that regarded. Why? For all the gods of the nations are idols. And Elijah said unto all the people, Come near unto me. And all the people came near unto him, and he repaired the altar of Yahweh that was broken down. And Elijah took 12 stones, according to the number of the tribes of the sons of Jacob, unto whom the word of Yahweh came, saying, Israel shall be thy name. And with the stones he built an altar in the name of Yahweh, and he made a trench about the altar, as great as would contain 2 measures of seed. And he put the wood in order, and cut the bullock in pieces, and laid him on the wood, and said, Fill 4 barrels with water, and pour it on the burnt sacrifice and on the wood. And he said, Do it the second time. And they did it the second time. And he said, Do it the third time. And they did it the third time. And the water ran round about the altar, and he filled the trench also with water. Look at the faith that Yahweh Bashem Yahushua had bestowed upon Elijah. All right. And the Spirit led him to add water, okay, to this test study, okay, or a case example. And it came to pass at the time of the offering of the even sacrifice that Elijah the prophet came near and said, Yahweh, power of Abraham, Isaac, and of Israel. Let it be known this day that thou art power in Israel, and that I am thy servant, and that I have done all these things at thy word. Not of his own word, but of Yahweh's word. Yahweh B'Shem Al-Shai's word. Verse 37, hear me, O Yahweh. Hear me, that this people may know that thou art Yahweh power, and that thou hast turned their heart back again. Then the fire of Yahweh fell and consumed the burnt sacrifice and the wood and the stones and the dust, and licked up the water that was in the trench. And when all the people saw it, they fell on their faces, and they said, Yahweh, he is power. Yahweh, he is power. And Elijah said unto them, take the prophets of Baal, let not one of them escape. And they took them, and Elijah brought them down to the brook Kishon, and slew them there. And that's the point. All right, you had these prophets of Baal who called upon various gods, no answer. They did not answer by fire. And then you had Elijah. He called upon the name of Yahweh, all right, by Shem Al-Shai, and Father caused that fire to come down. Psalms 96:5, for all the gods of the nations are idols, but Yahweh made the heavens. Hope you are edified. Shalom.